Fellow adventurers and collectors, Filmaholic here, and today we're going to be going over a video that I've been meaning to make for a while now, and basically we're going to be going over my vintage G.I. Joe collection, and just my appreciation for this line and, everything like that. This is going to be more of a rambly video, so I apologize that this isn't as coherent as some of my other videos, but, I just figured I'd showcase the G.I. Joe collection I have. And admittedly, I can't pinpoint a single reason as to why I collect this line. It's like a combination of the history of the figure itself and also the ability to repair them, because one of the main things I collect this line for is to keep them going, keep the legacy alive. So to get a beater Joe and to repair it myself, brings some joy to my life, I guess. That sounds sad, but I don't know. To me, it's just me doing my part to keep this history alive. Because at some point or another, this figure was some childhood friend or childhood hero, and it somehow crossed my path. So I'm just doing my part to keep it going. And most of you know who G.I. Joe is. He was released in 1964, and there's one video that I often go back to, and I'm not sure which channel it is offhand, but I'll leave a link to it down below. But they basically went to this collector's house, and she had collected G.I. Joe from the very beginning to the 80s and whatnot, just in an effort to collect everything that was out there, even all the foreign releases. So that kind of, triggered my interest into this line and opened up my eyes to the various foreign figures that were out there and the different interpretations they had on the line. So that kind of got the collection going in the first place. And admittedly, this is my second time collecting this line, because when I first got it was the first time I saw that video. And life being the way it is, I unfortunately sold those G.I. Joes for one reason or another. I don't recall, but I do regret it to this day, because I definitely had some nice pieces in that collection, but it is what it is. And in this new collection, I definitely have figures I didn't have in that. So that being said, I do have some foreign G.I. Joes, and some collectors collect for the rarity of the items, and for me, I like to collect what I like, what it hits my interest. And to me, it's interesting to see these various interpretations of G.I. Joe, because, for example, you have Action Man, you have Guyper Man from Spain, Takara, new G.I. Joe, which, if you ask me, is my favorite rendition of G.I. Joe, because it cross blends that action figure to anime look. So, I don't necessarily have the best figures condition wise, but at the end of the day, they're something that I can work on, and something I have worked on to repair them and whatnot. So there's only, in terms of goals for this collection, I have a couple. I do want to get a representation of the various foreign G.I. Joes, but something that documentary kind of goes over, and what the collector says, is that it's better to have a smaller collection than a large collection, because you better appreciate the single pieces in that collection instead of being overwhelmed by the majority. It's kind of like seeing the forest through the trees and whatnot, if you're familiar with that phrase. But I do have the heads that I'm looking for, because at the end of the day, the only difference between these releases is the head. Sure, Action Man has a blue pants body, is what it's called, but to me that doesn't necessarily matter. But the heads I'm looking for is the Lily Lady G.I. Joe, which I'm gonna probably end up getting a reproduction of, because the prices they're asking for are astronomical. But there's that one. There's the Brazilian Falcon G.I. Joe, I think is his name. I don't recall. And the Japanese Soldier of the World, which is also high up there in price. So right now, those are the three main ones that I'm looking for. But I'm always looking for Takara new G.I. Joe, but they're hard to come by out here in the States, let alone at a good price. Because to me, I would love to get a flocked one, but those are so hard to come by. And you know, I've been looking for at least 3 years now, and I've only seen maybe 2 come to the US, or at least online. So, you know, the collection isn't something that I, you know, actively search out, but if I'm at a toy show or something and I see a beat up Joe, I'll pick it up. You know, it's no longer going to be in that state of shifting around from owner to owner. At least I will, you know, set it up and display it. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the goal of this video was, but I just wanted to showcase my appreciation for G.I. Joe, because it definitely has a long history, and the roots of many other lines kind of or come back to G.I. Joe. So yeah, with that said, I appreciate you guys checking this video out, and if you feel so inclined, please like, comment, and or subscribe. I very much appreciate it. I'll catch you all next time.